They seem to be limited to knowing this one point: he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Really? Is that all? Ladies, is that you? Be honest. Is that the only scripture affirmation or the primary belief in your toolbox while you're believing God for your husband, or that's driving your relationship or dating status? If so, this chapter's for you. Read with me. I'm reading How Beautiful Are Your Feet, subtitled Transforming Relationships One Giant Step at a Time, by R. Winone Morris, published 2014. Chapter 3. If knowledge is power, why do so many seem to be clueless? Are you not therefore mistaken because you do not know the scriptures? You are therefore greatly mistaken. That's Mark 12:24 and verse 27 from the New King James Version. If knowledge is power, why do so many seem to be clueless? To be more specific, why do thriving and healthy relationships seem so elusive for women, young and old? It amazes me when I talk to Christian women. It amazes me that there is such an extreme polarity between what they profess to understand about faith, finances, healing, and salvation, and how little they really know about their God-given positioning or role in relationships. They seem to be limited to knowing this one point: he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Really? Is that all? Are you not therefore mistaken because you do not know the scriptures? You are therefore greatly mistaken. You know what this tells me? What you don't know can hurt you. One day, some Sadducees came to Jesus trying to trap him with a trick question. It was about a woman with 7 husbands. They wanted to know, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? Don't you just hate that? Religious folk often do stuff like this. Like that time when they interrupted Jesus mid-sermon and brought the woman caught in the act of adultery. They conveniently neglected to bring the man. Anyway, back to the story. Jesus told the Sadducees, are you not therefore mistaken because you do not know the scriptures nor the power of God? Have you not read in the book of Moses how in the bush God spoke to him saying, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. You therefore do greatly err. That's Mark 12:24, 26, and 27, the King James Version. Jesus was reminding the religiously misguided that God is a covenant God. When the Bible speaks of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it is symbolic of generational and perpetual blessings. He is the God of the living, not the God of the dead. He is a loving God who is not just concerned about women's future in eternity only. He cares about women in the present. He cares about women now. Jesus then addressed the theological point that the Sadducees foolishly tried to make. A woman, he said, doesn't have to suffer by going through 7 brothers or a bunch of men just to get an heir or to be blessed with a good relationship. If religious people whom Jesus addressed knew the scriptures, they would have known about Tamar in Genesis 38 and Ruth in Ruth 1-4. They would have realized that God redeems women from societal male biases. He does not keep them bound to bleak circumstances or unfavorable statistics. He liberates them to inherit what he had in store for them since the beginning of time, even if it means that they take God honoring risk. Again, remember Tamar and Ruth. Ladies, this is much like how the enemy tries to trick you today. He banks on the likelihood that most of us only know half truths, or just enough to be hazardous to our own selves. Yes, this is the oldest trick in his book, the same ruse that the serpent used on Eve in the garden. Prove him wrong, get more than a clue, get knowledge and understanding about your positioning and sphere of influence in relationships, and watch yourself prosper in this area of your life. My prayer is that this book will enlighten your quest for knowledge and understanding. Thanks for joining. If you found this valuable, check out the playlist for more chapters from my book, How Beautiful Are Your Feet, for a more comprehensive and holistic approach to transforming your relationships.